Well, hi there, everyone, and welcome back to our show. This is our second show for this particular limited series podcast. And today we're going to be talking about Deion Sanders. Are you ready for this? Okay. So I am, like I said last week on the show, I'm so excited about this. This young man helped me to get back excited again about college sports. I've always been a NFL sports fan and NBA fan. And so now I am getting to really dive into the college sports scene. And it's because Coach Prime, plain and simple. So as we stated in the introductory video, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, is what we call the brand revitalizer. He's notable for his charisma, personal branding, and program revitalization. And so currently he's the coach of the Colorado Buffaloes. He's an NFL Hall of Famer turned college coach. His charisma and branding savvy have rejuvenated both Jackson State University and HBCU in Mississippi and Colorado Buffaloes in Boulder, Colorado. Now, his larger-than-life presence underscores the power of personal branding and leadership. And so Coach Prime, his business takeaway that we're going to have from this show, I think, is twofold: the importance of personal branding and how charisma and leadership can rejuvenate an organization. As we have seen on the first game, the fans, the ticket sales have gone out the roof. You can't find a ticket for the Colorado game necessarily. In addition to that, the media presence that Coach Prime has brought to them. If we even look back to his time at Jackson State, HBCU, what he brought to them as well. So experiencing Deion Sanders based on some research I did, and I thought I love this quote from Terrell Johnson, who played with Jackson State. He said, "Coach Prime, as we fondly call him, instilled in us the importance of personal brand. He taught us that our actions, both in the game and outside, reflect on our brand. As I ventured into the entrepreneurship, I realized that the significance of maintaining a consistent and positive brand image." That's a quote from Terrell Johnson. He was cornerback at Jackson State. Now, Deion Sanders, being a high-profile athlete, understands the media spotlight. He leverages his charisma and media savvy when controversies arise to address issues. He really emphasizes personal responsibility and the importance of character to his players. He really teaches them to learn and to grow from their mistakes. I love this quote from Coach Sanders. He said, "If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play well. If you play good, they pay good." What better way can you get from that? Oh my gosh. Listen, guys, if you break that down, looking good, you're feeling good. Okay? You got to look the part. If you feel good, you play well. Feeling that you got the part makes you play like you got the part. And then if you play good because you got the part, then they pay good. I mean, what other way can we say that? I love that quote. Now, Sanders is, like I said, his Colorado team is playing, and they didn't win any games last year, and then this year under Coach Prime, they have won 2 games, and Today's game, they were neck to neck. I don't know what the end result is because I needed to go ahead and record this show because of my responsibilities tomorrow. Now, the Coach Prime effect is he revolutionized HBCU football. We're going to start there. Why, Dr. Carroll, do you say that? Well, as you dive deep into the world of Deion Sanders, his figure brings a new wave of attention and excellence to the HBCU football. As he's his larger than life personality and deep rooted commitment to excellence has revolutionized the game at Jackson State as well as now at Colorado. His cultural and community influence is just making waves on the field and off the field. He's influencing the broader cultural and social landscape. We see stars from every which way but loose attending the game. His leadership style is unique. Yeah, it blends charisma and a deep sense of purpose within it. And as we dive into how his approach to coaching, team building, and mentorship can be a playbook for leaders in all spheres. As a matter of fact, we have an example of that sphere, even though she didn't have a play out of Coach Prime's playbook. I like to liken Coach Prime to Stephanie Stuckey. Stephanie, I had the opportunity to interview her a couple of years ago. The girl is on it. She is bad. You hear me? At one point, we were talking about doing a series on badass women. Excuse my French, but she's a badass. And she did it. I saw her persevere and go through bringing her family's company back from, and buying it back really from investors, and really going at it to bring it back to where it was a legacy within her family, and to continue that legacy. So we're gonna talk about that. And so that's in our section Beyond Football. Because as Coach Prime advocates for change and empowerment, I think that Stephanie Stuckey does as well. So we'll explore his actions and then relate those to a current business person, which is Stuckey. I've chosen to do that. So Sanders' influence in branding. Deion Sanders is not just a coach, he's a brand. He revitalizing the team. Coach Prime is known for his ability to really energize and revitalize football programs. His cultural impact, Coach Sanders brings with him a unique cultural influence. His style and his new flavor for Colorado football team, attracting many supporters and creating a buzz that transcends traditional college football boundaries. The leadership lessons, I think one of the primary ones, and we'll discuss more, through his charismatic leadership and innovative tactics, Coach Prime offers lessons in personal branding, community engagement, and team building. We'll break down these lessons and how they apply beyond the gridiron in business and in life. So we'll also talk about the Prime effect. This is the phenomenon of his influence and how it extends beyond wins and losses, impacting not just the team, but the university and the local community. And then when we wrap up, we'll consider the long-term implications of Coach Prime tenure at Colorado. What does his move signify for the future of college football? And then we'll talk about, as we end this session today, we'll talk about Stephanie Stuckey. I'm sorry, I got that wrong when I interviewed her. Speaking from my family tradition and how we spoke about different words. So at any rate, she was a godsend. She was a blessing when I interviewed her. So Sanders, the brand revitalizer and coach in college football. Sanders is known as Coach Prime. Again, he stands out from his coaching acumen and remarkable ability to revolutionize and rebrand football programs. His influence extends well beyond the typical boundaries of coaching, bringing a unique blend of charisma, marketing savvy, and media presence to the programs he leads. Understanding his impact offers valuable lessons for businesses and entrepreneurs. When Sanders joins a football program, he brings more than just football knowledge, guys. He brings a brand. This brand is characterized by energy, excellence, and high-profile presence that instantly boosts the program's visibility. We saw that at the University in Mississippi, and now we see it at the University in Colorado. Jackson in Mississippi and University of Colorado, both of those in Boulder. So, for instance, his tenure at Jackson State and subsequent move to Colorado witnessed increased interest, media coverage, recruitment appeal. This transformation is akin to struggling businesses undergoing rebranding and suddenly capturing market interest and consumer enthusiasm, as we'll see with the Stuckey's brand. The critical lessons for business and entrepreneurs, I think, that you can take away from this talk we're having today is personal brand as a catalyst. Your brand can be a powerful tool. Just as Sanders leverages his fame and personality to benefit his program, entrepreneurs can use their brand to open doors, create opportunities, and establish trust with clients as well as stakeholders. So, engagement and visibility. Lessons like Sanders, businesses should prioritize engagement and visibility. This could mean leveraging social media effectively, creating buzz-worthy marketing campaigns, or engaging in community outreach. Now, as far as the cultural impact, the lesson we get from Sanders is it changes the culture of the programs he enters, introducing a new ethos and a sense of pride. Similarly, businesses can focus on cultivating a solid corporate culture that inspires employees, attracts customers, and differentiates them from their competitors. Now, we can talk about adaptation and innovation. So, Sanders' approach to coaching is adaptive and innovative. That's the leadership's skills or things that we can take from his approach. He's not afraid to try new things or break away from traditional methods. In business, this translates to staying agile, oh my gosh, and embracing innovation and being open to new strategies and ideas. Now, the moments, he's creating a movement, really. Sanders doesn't just build teams, he makes movements. He creates a sense of belonging and excitement that envelopes the players, the fan, and the community. He envelopes and brings them all into one. For entrepreneurs and businesses, this really underscores the importance of building a brand that people want to be a part of, that stands for something beyond their products and services. Prime example, look at me. I'm doing this podcast all around the gridiron. It's not just about Sanders, but he started it. So I'm talking about Sanders. I'm talking about the top 12 coaches or coaches that we pulled out that can add value to other leaders from this program. I have people that didn't even go to Colorado that's rushing out to try to get to the game or be in the atmosphere, the feeling of what's going on in Colorado when they play a home game. So turning challenges into opportunities. Like Sanders, turning underperforming teams into contenders, businesses should view challenges as opportunities to innovate and improve. So for me, Deion Sanders really amplifies the power of a solid personal brand and its ability to breathe new life into an organization. His approach to revolutionizing football programs provides a playbook for businesses and entrepreneurs on rebranding, really engaging them, guys, with their audience and creating a culture that fosters success. Now, my comparison here is to Stephanie Stuckey's, how she revolutionized Stuckey's and Deion Sanders' impact on football programs, the comparative there. It's a compelling illustration really, guys, of how personal branding and deep understanding of a brand's heritage can drive organizational transformation. Now, because really to me, both stories offer right insights into effective leadership, brand revitalization, and strategic growth. Now, critics from Stephanie Stuckey's and Deion Sanders, or critical insights rather, from both Stephanie Stuckey's and Deion Sanders' leadership approaches start here. Leveraging personal brand for organizational growth. Now, Stephanie Stuckey and Deion Sanders have used their brands to breathe new life into their organization. Stuckey's political and legal background and her familiar connections to the brand helped her reinstate the company's original vision while modernizing its approach. She modernized, again, the company's approach. Similarly, Coach Prime's celebrity status and football expertise have significantly impacted the football programs he leads. Now, if you go into really respecting and building on legacy, Stuckey's focus on maintaining the essence of Stuckey's brand while innovatively expanding it really mirrors Coach Prime's respect for the tradition of the programs he joined, even as he infuses them with his unique style and vision. The balance of honoring the past while driving forward is critical in successful leadership. And why? We talk about community engagement and reputation. So both leaders understand the value of community engagement and reputation. Stephanie's respect within the community and her commitment to the brand's heritage helped garner support for the revitalization of the company. While Sanders' ability to connect with his players, his students, and the fan community has been really pivotal in transforming the cultural and performance landscape of the teams he coaches. And if we go in to talk about adaptability and innovation, well, Stephanie's ability to adapt the family's business to modern demands without losing its core identity reflects Sanders' adaptability and responding to the changing landscape of college football, showcasing that effective leadership requires a blend of tradition and innovation. So let's talk about brand synergy. So both stories really highlight how personal organizational branding can create a synergy that propels growth. The credibility and respect they command in their respective fields have been instrumental in creating a renewed interest and investments in their brands. But for Stephanie, it's Stuckey's candies and other items, and in Sanders is football to college football particularly, and its programs. So application of all of this to business and leadership. The narratives offer critical lessons for business leaders and entrepreneurs. The power of leveraging personal brand in alignment with organizational goals, the importance of respecting a brand's legacy while innovating for the future, the role of community engagement and reputation in business success, the need for adaptability and willingness to embrace new strategies, and how synergy between personal and organizational branding can create transformative impact. So that's 6 application for leadership and business. And Stephanie, as well as Deion's, they both amplify how visionary leadership, a solid brand, and deep understanding of legacy can drive significant transformation. Their approaches offer valuable lessons for anyone looking to revitalize a brand or lead an organization through a period of change. So as we go through and see what are the benefits, as I stated, understanding player performance for coach, integrating advanced analytics and technology in coaching. If coach could utilize technology to analyze physical and mental performance metrics, that can give the coach Sanders a more in-depth understanding of his players' ability, fatigue levels, and overall well-being. I say this because I'm looking at the teams he's playing on the West Coast. And based on those teams on the West Coast, I think that they're using more analytics. They're a technology hub. They're gurus, guys, in technology. They use information about people, processes, everything to re-engineer and come up with strategy. It's more than just about now in football or anything in business. More than about the players on the table. It's what you can utilize with that information to build on and deal with your competitors. This is in business. This is, hey, as I sit here and talk to you, could be even in the game of war. When people have information on you and your processes and the players and background, they have a lot of information there that they can use and build on it a way that can give them additional strategies more than just the physical strategies, okay? We're in a new game, guys. We're in a whole new realm with technology, AI, generative AI, and all of that. We are in a new game. Listen, it is, before it would take people. I remember going from Excel, when we had Excel spreadsheets, 13 columns. I got tired. My fingers were tired when doing Excel spreadsheets. And I remember coming up with daily evaluations and how we had to do that. You had to know how to code, but once you knew how to code what you were doing in that Excel spreadsheet and put that in a process, in a program, daily evaluation was born. And so gone was the Lotus 1, 2, 3 spreadsheet. Here comes Excel. And from Excel, here comes programs that can help us. So yeah, it works. So now here we are. We have the information on what things and how they work. Now we have additional information from watching, in coach's case, and watching the film from what happened on the field, but what he's missing, or maybe missing, maybe he has this, I don't know. But what is missing here is the analytics on the type of players you have on that field. Their tired spots, what happens, how you have to play them, and what's the best approach. You got to integrate all of that now into your process when you have that information. It is a game changer. So your team can be the best of the best with physical, but they might not be the best of the best when it comes to getting them and reducing their strengths that they're the best of the best at. So I'm not going to go into further detail there, but those of you who know technology and analytics, you get my drift on this. So injury prevention and management. Well, wearable technology and advanced medical analytics can help monitor players' health, potentially predicting and preventing injuries. This ensures that players are in the peak condition and reduces the risk of long-term health issues. Technology, guys, enhancing game strategy. Beyond the traditional game film analysis, AI and machine learning can provide insights into opponent strategies, their tendencies, and their weaknesses. This allows for more informed and strategic game planning. So recruitment and scouting, leveraging data analytics in recruitment can help identify talent that traditional scouting methods may overlook. This approach can be particularly beneficial in building a well-rounded team that fits Sanders' vision. Now, this brings us to mental health and welfare. Implementing technology to monitor and support the mental health is critical. Tools that assess stress, sleep quality, and overall mental well-being can be invaluable in ensuring players are mentally and physically prepared. Now, I know you're saying, Dr. Carol, you're talking about a lot of stuff on this. Yeah, but if he wants to win, he got the front part. You got to get the other part, because I don't know this for sure, but being at those teams on the West Coast, especially those in California, and technology runs rampant in Colorado. He paid the Oregon team with Nike there. Don't you think that Nike is on it? They are on it. They have analyzed so many players and built their tennis shoes around that particular information. Hey, guys, they know. So learning from tech-forward teams. As I suggest, bringing in expertise from tech-savvy West Coast teams could also provide a fresh perspective. Collaboration with tech experts or even academic institutions renowned for sports science can be an innovative step for Coach Prime. Fan engagement and experience. It even goes down to that. Yes, it goes down to the fan engagement and experience. So innovative use of technology isn't limited to on-field performances. Enhancing fan experience through apps, virtual reality, or interactive platforms can also be a focus area, potentially increasing fan loyalty and engagement. Because the only problem with fan loyalty right now is that the prime effect starts and then it gets sour. People start losing interest if there's no backup immediately to what the coach is saying. But coach may see results, but others may not see it. So strategic advice for Coach Vine in closing is on that particular part of AI. Embracing technological advancements isn't just about staying competitive. It's really about leading the curve in collegiate athletes. By integrating advanced tech and analytics, Coach Sanders could enhance player performance and team success and set new standards for how the college football teams operate. This approach aligns well with Coach Prime's reputation as a forward-thinking, innovative leader. It's about leveraging every available tool to ensure the holistic success and well-being of his players and the program. So analytics, again, can really provide deeper insights into the team performance, player health, and opponent strategies, leading to better and more informed decisions. And so that's what we had to say on this. Embracing technology really could be a big help. So Sanders and Stuckey, let's go back to that, demonstrates how a solid personal brand can significantly impact an organization's brand. Their reputation and public personas have contributed to driving attention, resources, and support to their respective organizations. Leadership is really a catalyst for organizational transformation. The way these two leaders present themselves and their vision has a ripple effect, guys. They have transformed the internal culture and public perception of their organizations. Their leadership styles, charismatic and visionary in the case of Sanders, and knowledgeable and community focused in the case of Stuckey's, become synonymous with their organization's identities. So, excuse me, building on legacy while innovating. Both of these leaders, guys, balance honoring the legacies. Stuckey with its historic brand, and Sanders with his rich history of his teams. And injecting innovation and modern practices. This balance is crucial for organizations looking to remain relevant and competitive. Okay. Authenticity and transparency. Both in their approach builds both within and outside the organization. Their transparency and communication and decision-making really enforces credibility, an essential element for long-term success. Again, I had an opportunity to do a 1-hour interview with Stuckey about a couple of years ago, and it was awesome. I heard her and I watched since over the last couple of years that organization grow. And I noticed, and when I went out to the website, that they have named a CEO, and now she's part of the board, back to the board where she was. She had to step into a CEO position and kind of lead that company and become the face of that organization. So engagement beyond the immediate sphere. Their ability to engage their immediate audience, fans and customers, and a broader community showcases the power of leadership and transcends traditional boundaries. This extends the organization's influence and impact. So let's talk about ability and responsiveness. Both leaders have shown an ability to adapt to changing circumstances, whether in the evolving landscape of college football for Sanders or fluctuating business environments for Stuckey. Their adaptability is a crucial leadership trait. And I talked about adaptability in my post I made on LinkedIn. I talked a lot about adaptability where leadership is concerned. It's very important. When I got the question in getting my PhD about adaptability, I was like, okay, what is this? I'm talking about positivity. I'm talking about leadership. I'm talking about how the psychological aspect a leader has on an individual. Those are the things I was geared to talk about for my dissertation and my defense. But when I came to the comps, I had to talk about adaptability and leadership, and I'm happy. It was perplexing to me, but I'm glad that I was taken through that particular process and had to learn a lot about adaptability and leadership. So you might be asking, Marilyn, Dr. Carroll, how does this impact the bottom line? Well, the effectiveness of their leadership styles is evident in the positive impact, because it positively impacts on their organization. And we've seen that in the bottom line, the growth at Stuckey's, the growth at ticket sales in Colorado, the growth in media, advertisement, things of that nature. The growth at Stuckey, so much so that Stephanie can now move from the CEO position back to her position on the board, and then move forward in her life as what she wanted to do along with what she was doing before. So increase in visibility, renewed interest, and enhanced brand value under the leadership translate into tangible financial success. Plain and simple. Leaders as a role models. Their public personas also set the tone for organizational values and ethics. Like Sanders and Stuckey often become role models, influencing internal stakeholders and shaping industry standards and societal expectations. The importance of this in aligning personal and organizational goals is this: their success underlies the importance of aligning personal goals and strengths with the organizational objectives. While leaders' mission resonates with the organization's aim, it also creates a powerful synergy. So, inspirational leadership, guys, really drives loyalty. As Sanders and Stuckey have demonstrated, inspirational leadership fosters loyalty among team members, fans, and customers alike. Their loyalty is crucial for building a lasting and resilient brand. So the leadership journeys of both Sanders and Stuckey reinforce that their strong, authentic, and adaptive leadership styles, coupled with effective personal branding, can significantly elevate an organization's profile, culture, and success. Their approaches provide really valuable blueprints for leaders aiming to make a profound impact within and beyond their organizations. So, throughout this episode, we aimed to highlight Deion Sanders' unique approach to coaching and his ability to use personal branding to benefit the program. His broader impact on the community and culture around Colorado football has been evident. Sanders' story is a vibrant example of how influential leadership can extend far beyond the conventional scope. So, with that said, that sums up what we're talking about in this podcast today. We talked about reviving legacy, and we talked about that we gave Sanders, we were talking about that with him, but we also brought in a different story. I didn't talk about a personal story as I did last week. I talked more about a leader that I'd interviewed and what we received from that. We talk about the deep respect for the company's heritage and Stuckey's and her efforts to showcase how aligning personal values with business goals can lead to a powerful transformation. And then the leadership takeaways for today, both Sanders and Stuckey are both, through their leadership approach, teaches us a valuable lesson in leadership. Their authentic approach to branding and management really highlights the importance of being true to oneself while stirring an organization. They understand that a leader's brand can significantly influence their company's or team's trajectory. And another crucial lesson here is adaptability. While whether it's Sanders adapting to his coaching to different programs, or Stuckey's evolving her business practices, their flexibility is vital in today's dynamic environment. So let's remember these leaders' impact on their organization's bottom line. From fan attendance in stadiums to renewed interest in a nostalgic brand, their leadership styles directly contribute to financial growth and brand value. So as we close out, I want you to remember that Deion Sanders is a charismatic and a brand-centric leader. If you think about it from that perspective, employees can be taught the importance of personal branding, enabling them to present themselves effectively and contribute positively to the company's overall image. LinkedIn optimization and public speaking. We can also strengthen individuals' brand identities by improving both internal as well as client-facing interactions. So that's our show for today, guys. Stay tuned for more, as we have 10 more coaches to discuss, and we'll be talking about one each week. I know football season will be over by the time I finish, but that's not the point. The point, maybe not, because the point here is I want you to understand and how these programs interact and the significance behind them. So I want to thank you for joining me on Discover the Winning Playbook with Deion, with Gridiron Leaders Beyond the Game. Remember that whether in sports or business, the principles of effective leadership are universal. In this week's show, I captured the essence of Deion Sanders and Stephanie Stuckey's leadership styles, offering listeners insightful parallels between sports leadership and corporate management. Again, stay tuned for more insights on our next episode. And don't forget, guys, to subscribe and follow us. Until next time, keep leading with passion and purpose. If you want to subscribe to Culture Vibe YouTube podcast, or follow us at Culture Vibe, www.culture, CULTUREVYBE, culturevibe.com. So keep leading with passion and purpose. Goodbye.